that stuff till you hearing that sound.
All-Terrain Trails is proudly associated with 4-Wheel Freedom. Your adventure begins here.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another All-Terrain Trails episode. I'm with Devin from 4-Wheel Freedom here. It's going to be a special episode. We're taking a look at his 2005 Toyota Tacoma, what's left of a Tacoma. He's done a lot of stuff to make this thing into like the ultimate touring rig. So I'm going to pass it over to him for a few minutes and he's going to kind of tell you what the truck is and what his future plans are with it.
So this is the 2005 Toyota Tacoma. When we had gotten it, the frame was in pretty rough shape, so we got it for a pretty good price. And of course, my thought was I'm going to get rid of everything that I don't like about the Tacoma, and I'm going to kind of make it into what I wanted to make it into. So surprisingly, it's actually not my truck. This is my wife's truck. And I wanted her to be able to drive back and forth to work and not have to deal with, consistent alignment issues. So we solid axle swapped it. I am running a Trail Gear Fab 8 housing. It uses all the mini truck outers. The suspension itself is FJ80 Land Cruiser radius arms, and I flipped them on top of the axle. I did that because Australia. I always saw guys do on the Hiluxes. The rocks always grab the radius arms, so I just didn't want to have that issue. Steering's all custom, so I just made my own track bar. I made all my own steering links. The steering box itself is from a second gen 4Runner with a flat pitman arm. I notched the frame to clear the top nut. And I'm right now currently running JK 4.5 inch coil springs. I'm gonna go to a flat top spring just so it doesn't have any arc to it. You always have to kind of consistently play with how the springs fit. So everything else is all custom. All the radius arm mounts are custom. The coil buckets and the shock mounts are from a company out of Vancouver Island, Backdoor Fab. So all of his builder parts. And yeah, brakes running, that would be 5th gen 4Runner. So they're 2015 calipers and rotors. Front range off-road kit for the brackets seems to be really decent. Seems to stop it on 37s pretty good. Overall, super happy. Only maintenance I've done to the truck since the build would be radius arm bushings. It's nice to be able to do 120K and not have any driveline vibrations, and maybe drink a coffee, heated seats. I mean, can't go wrong. The basis of it is that me and my wife have always ran two trucks, so we went with the half canopies. I built both my Hilux and the Tacoma. For the decks themselves, I went with steel. Yeah. And I kind of went with steel. Was kind of the cheaper. I kind of wanted a little bit of weight in the back because the canopies weren't always going to be on it. Mm-hmm. And they worked fantastic for the winter time because you had the traction in the back. We went camping and we decided we're going to take one truck and we weren't going to do both, kind of pack the whole family in one. And right away, immediately, we knew that we just didn't have enough space in the canopy, couldn't bring all of our gear. By the time you put the fridge in, right, you're full, right?
Not much space.
Yeah, we were in a 77-liter fridge, and then by the time you throw either a cooler on the back, or you throw a couple camp chairs in, or you got like a pack and play with a kid, it's full. Right. So this whole build series is going to be to make an ultimate touring. I want to do full-length canopy. We're going to do it all out of aluminum, and we're going to put all the accessories possible that we can kind of find or that we use for camping all in one unit. It's going to be kind of like almost a camper setup, right? Okay, yeah. But obviously have that Australian flair with the flat deck and the canopies. Yeah, that's kind of the whole basis of why we're doing it. Right. And I like to drive everywhere. I don't want a trailer everywhere. So for us, building a do everything rig. You know, we can go run Rubicon Trail, drive down, camp out of it, maybe stay for a couple of days, and then drive home, right? And kind of have all the creature comforts that we can have as possible, right? Especially with the newborn, it's nice to be able to kind of bring as much. Maybe you want to throw a stroller in the back. We got the dogs and stuff like that. So having the least amount of stuff in the cab for us is better. So today, obviously, we're gonna pull the tent off and start dismantling everything. And
so everything you see here right now, so is this whole tray going to be rebuilt out of aluminum?
Yeah, so the flat deck, the canopy, and everything is all going to get redone. Obviously, full length, all out of aluminum. Obviously, with the half canopy, I don't have to have this back bar. So I'm actually selling this current setup. So the back bar, the canopy, the deck, obviously the fenders and everything like that is all going to go. And yeah, we're going to start from scratch. So, and I think I might maybe design it a little bit different as well. So I learned a couple of things that I liked and I didn't like. So
we're in Canada and we love what the guys in Australia do. I've imported a vehicle from Australia because he imported his vehicle first. And so they just come out with some awesome engineering and styles that we here in Canada just love, and they really suit our environment here in Canada too. So what Devin's going to do is he's going to build a full-length canopy like the ones you see in Australia out of aluminum. So it's going to be much lighter than this steel, even though this is still such a sick setup. So
well, I think the issue is that a lot of the times we go over GVW, right? We have to really be careful with our setups, and that's also why I want to do the Chevy 63 swap in this. Is that even with, like, we run All Pro Expedition Pack leafs, and they're flat. Like this deck is fairly, it's substantially heavier. So yeah, I mean, we really have to be careful with weight because weight breaks things. Right. Not only does a 37-inch tire, once you add all the weight, that's where you really start stressing axles and U-joints and start having problems. I tried to build it as light as possible. The top is a 10 gauge. I went 2x2 HSS in quarter wall. Sorry, eighth wall. We went eighth wall thickness. And then the canopy itself is 16 gauge, and then it's 1x1 eighth wall HSS as well. So it's all press brake. Like, I tried to build it as light as possible. I mean, the tents nowadays are getting heavier, so I think it just kind of adds up. So once we do the spring swap, and we'll reinforce the frame, and yeah, really try and get a little bit of weight off of it, because I think once we have everything on here, it'll definitely, if we had it in steel, I think we would just be way too heavy.
So what's your sleeping setup going to be on the next canopy?
We'll still run the rooftop tent, and the Alpha tent will go on top. Shout out to Tough Stuff. This tent's amazing.
We like these tents.
Yeah, they'll just basically bolt right on top of the canopy. I'll reinforce the canopy so that it can support the adequate amount of weight. So my wife, myself, the two dogs, and the little one all fit in these Alphas pretty with room to spare. Like, we even got our bags up there. So yeah, they actually work pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
right, let's get to it.
Right now we're just getting ready to pull the flat deck off of this Tacoma here.
It's gonna go really good or really bad, one of the two.
Just getting everything unbolted and trying to figure out how we're going to forklift this tray off here. So it's gonna be interesting how this thing comes off. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for watching this All Terrain Trails episode. If you'd like to see more of Devin and Chelsea's solid axle swap Tacoma, let us know down in the comments what exactly you would like to see. We're planning on covering the build process of their new aluminum canopy, and Devin does all of his own fab work, which makes the whole process even cooler. And maybe I can even convince Devin into getting the Tacoma out on the trails and we can film and see what it can really do, because I'm sure that thing is so capable. If you guys are looking for a quality off-road shop, check out 4-Wheel Freedom. They're a new shop in Cochrane, Alberta. They sell a bunch of cool equipment for off-roading, overlanding, camping, vehicle accessories, you name it, they sell it for this kind of stuff. And what's also cool is they install everything that they sell. They have a shop in the back with 2 hoists and an alignment rack and 2 technicians to install everything, like I said, that they sell. So if you are looking for a good quality 4-wheel drive shop, Cochrane isn't too far away, and I highly recommend 4-Wheel Freedom. Until next time, guys, thanks again for watching, and we will catch you in the next episode.